Hey, Kylie, do me a favor, will you? Make sure you change the bed sheets today while I'm at work. It's summer and we sweat like pigs. I can't bear using the same damn sheets for more than a week. It starts making my skin itch like crazy after a while.
Oops, my bad. I keep forgetting to do that. No worries, though. As soon as I'm done with what I'm currently doing, I'll change the bed sheets in a jiffy.
Wow, you've really become a scatterbrained mess lately. I knew giving birth could mess with your head, but this is beyond ridiculous. Get it together, seriously. Figure out how to be a mom and manage to keep the house in order. It's not rocket science.
I totally get it. I've been a complete mess lately. Trying to juggle everything is exhausting, especially when I'm constantly sleep deprived. You understand, Jason? Rose's nighttime crying spells are intense. It feels like she cries non-stop throughout the night. I haven't had a decent night's sleep in what feels like forever.
Here's an idea. Have you ever considered taking her for walks during the day? I heard if you actually put some effort into wearing her out, she might sleep better at night. Just a thought, but maybe you should try it instead of complaining all the time.
I've been doing exactly that. I've tried all sorts of things, include taking her for walks during the day, but it seems like nothing does the trick. No matter what I try, she still ends up crying at night.
Oh, but wait a minute. Aren't you the stay-at-home mom? This is supposedly your area of expertise, right? You're supposed to have it all figured out. Frankly, I think you're just being overly dramatic about all of this. By the way, for dinner lately, we've been surviving on leftovers or ordering takeout. Can you actually manage to make a decent home-cooked meal tonight? That would be a nice change, wouldn't it?
I can, but I need you to watch Rose for a bit while I make it.
Well, guess what? That's not gonna happen. I expect to have food on the table as soon as I walk through that door. Why should I have to wait to eat when I come home hungry after a long, hard day at work? You're always home, aren't you? Can't you manage to prepare something during the day? It's not that complicated.
You know, things have changed quite a bit since we had the baby. It's only been 3 months since I gave birth. I'm still learning the ropes, so I can't expect to be perfect at it right away. It takes time to figure things out and adjust to this new role.
Only been 3 months. You mean it's already been 3 months? I could maybe let it slide for the first month, but shouldn't you be totally adjusted to it by now? 3 whole months should absolutely be more than enough time to get used to whatever it is. You need to pick up the pace. Get it together already.
So, on your day off, do you think you could stay home and help me out with Rose? It would be awesome if you could, because then I could get some meal prep done and really focus on getting the housework done.
Oh, great. So, let me get this straight. On my day off, you want me to work even more? Do you even realize that I already work my butt off every single day?
You got it all wrong. I really appreciate everything you do for me and Rose, but I'm swamped right now. I'm literally working around the clock to take care of our little munchkin.
That's what moms do. You're on duty 24/7.
Isn't that what dads are supposed to do too?
Look, genius, my job is to provide for us. I hustle my ass off to bring in the dough and support our sorry butts. And even after I bust my back doing all that, you have the audacity to demand more work from me? Seriously.
It's not about wanting to make you work. I want you to help raise our child.
I am doing that.
If you mean that you play with her once in a while when you're bored, I guess then sure, you're doing that.
Are you trying to pick a fight with me?
It's true though, isn't it? Whenever Rose is sleeping, you're laying around watching TV or playing games. When she cries in the night, I'm the one who's always getting up. Never you.
Oh, here we go again. I worked my ass off all day, and guess what? My precious sleep at night should be the top priority, not yours. You can happily snooze during the day, but of course I'm the one expected to be up all night, right? Oh, and by the way, do you even think for a second that I don't wake up every damn time she cries? Ugh, clueless.
I can't just sleep whenever I'd like to during the day.
Oh, for the love of laziness. Can't you just plop your lazy butt on the couch and hold the baby? If I'm out there working hard all day, why should I be burdened with taking care of Rose when I get home? Look, it's not that I don't love Rose, but it's not my damn duty to do all those things. I've already fulfilled my duty by just showing up at home. Can't you figure that out?
I thought raising a child was something that both parents did together. If you were gone on a business trip, I could understand. But, Jason, you're here, at home, with us.
Don't you get that I'm tired?
I'm tired too.
Honestly, you're being such a baby about all of this. There are plenty of people out there who raise kids all by themselves. You don't even work. How could you say that you don't have time to take care of our kid?
Why would you say that?
Forget it. I've already wasted all of my break time talking to you. Anyways, change the sheets before I get home. Then, actually make some dinner. Stop being a baby.
Jason, please. I'm begging you. Please come home.
Huh? Why?
You know why? I told you this morning, Rose and I both have really high fevers. They just keep getting higher and higher. I can't look after Rose and get the rest I need.
If Rose has a fever, then she should be no problem, right? She's just peacefully sleeping, right?
She'll just suddenly start crying, so I need to be constantly holding her.
No, I don't want to come home while you're both sick. Colds are already going around the office. What's your plan if it gets passed on to me and I can't go into work? Next week I have a big presentation at work. I don't want to get sick before that.
Then take us to the doctor's office, please. You can just drop us off with the car at one of the clinics.
Isn't today Saturday? No doctor's office is going to be open on the weekend.
Then the hospital or the ER, please. My fever is nearly 103 degrees, and I took something for it over an hour ago. Rose's is super high, too. Neither of ours will go down no matter what I try.
Didn't you say that you needed rest? Then why are you messaging me? Just be an adult and sleep it off.
I can't do that. That's why I'm asking you for your help. It's your day off, so you're just hanging out somewhere in town, right? So why can't you come home and help us?
Not cool to push all this blame on me. I left the house because you said that you couldn't make lunch because you were sick. Can't you see that I was trying to do the right thing by leaving the house? I was letting you get some peace and quiet so you could dress since you've been sick.
Normally, wouldn't you come home and take care of Rose and I?
What do you mean normally? Your idea of what's normal doesn't apply to me.
Rose is having a really hard time. I'm really worried about her.
She's not going to just suddenly get better just because I come home. She'll still be sick either way. Stop being so dramatic. You two are fine.
Fine. I see how it is. No matter what I say or do, you won't actually listen to me. I won't rely on you anymore, Jason. I'll stop asking you for help.
What are you saying? You can't live without relying on me. I'm the one supporting you.
Someone who wouldn't take care of me or my daughter if we passed out isn't someone I can consider as family.
So that's how it is. Even after all I've done for you two. Fine. Try to live on your own without my help then. I'm too pissed to come home tonight anyways. On top of that, you guys are sick, and I don't want to catch a cold before my big presentation at work. I'll just stay at a hotel.
Fine. I'll stop doing the housework then. You'll have to stop relying on me too, Jason.
Kylie, I haven't seen you for days. What have you been up to? Quit this little act, get a grip, and just come home.
Excuse me? After all this time when you finally decide to reach out to her. And that's what you say? You weren't worried at all about their high fevers. Like at all?
If you wanted me to worry about it so much, you should have done the housework. Where did you go? Seriously. Did you use your cold as an excuse to get out of doing the chores and going to vacation somewhere? Man, being a housewife is really a sweet deal. You're always talking about how hard it is, though.
You're the one who needs to get a grip.
What's that supposed to mean?
Jason, you need to listen to me. Your wife and child have passed away.
What? If this isn't Kylie, then who is it?
Jason, it's your mother.
Huh? You can't be serious. Mom, knock it off. This isn't funny. Is this some sort of sick joke? Why the hell do you have her phone?
No, it's the truth. They're both dead.
What the hell do you mean Rose and Kylie are dead? They can't be.
You left them both at home with high fevers. To go do who knows what while they were suffering at home. After you said you wouldn't come back home that evening, Kylie called me and I rushed them to the hospital. As soon as we got there, they were admitted on the spot.
So the two of them are fine, right?
All of this could have been prevented if you just listened and gone home instead of doing whatever you were doing.
There was nothing wrong with that. I had a big presentation at work. I didn't want to get sick. It's not a big deal. Stop this line. This is an awesome sort of sick joke between you two. They're really fine, right? They have to be alive.
If you're really upset, then why didn't you rush home to take care of them? You're right, though. I was lying. Kylie and Rose are actually alive. But it was really close. They were in critical condition. The doctors were really worried. If they had gotten to the ER any later, who knows what would have happened.
It was just a cold. That's not that big of a deal. There's no way someone can die just from a stupid little cold.
Kylie's health has been suffering for a while now. Of course you were too concerned with other things to realize that. She was so sleep deprived. She had no energy, and it's really taken a toll on her immune system. When I finally got to your house, she was passed out on the ground. Thankfully, I was able to wake her up, just enough to get her and Rose to the hospital.
What? That can't be. It was just a little cold. They should be fine. That's not something you can be hospitalized for.
Since Kylie has been unconscious all this time, she hasn't been able to breastfeed Rose. If she hadn't called me, it really would have been a fatal scenario. I can't even begin to imagine. Are you still completely ignorant? Despite all of her pleading, you just left them there, like they were nothing. Do you care at all, honestly? I can't believe you're my son. I didn't raise you to be like this. I'm truly disgusted.
So are they still in the hospital right now, or are they at your house now?
Honestly, you don't have the right to know. Regardless, I promised Kylie I wouldn't tell you. Wait until you hear from Kylie. She'll reach out when she's able to and ready. Poor girl.
Why won't you tell me how to get in touch with my wife? Since you're using her phone, she must be right there with you. Put her on the phone right now. I need to talk to her.
Kylie still isn't doing well. She isn't healthy enough to talk to you, or anyone for that matter. If what you think you did was wrong, then just wait to hear from her when she has the strength. You need to come to terms with what you've done. You need to seriously reflect on all you've put her and the baby through up until now.
Kylie, come back. We still haven't finished talking.
Why should I come back? I already know how you feel.
No, you don't know how I feel. You thought you could suddenly come home, hand me the divorce papers, then leave like it was nothing? Isn't that a bit premature? Isn't that a bit selfish of you?
It should be obvious to anyone why I want to divorce you.
It's because I didn't look after you and Rose when you were sick, right?
That was just the straw that broke the camel's back. I was already at my wit's end when that happened. I've honestly been thinking about it ever since I had Rose. For weeks, I was questioning what was going on in my life and why I was in this situation. Why won't Jason help with the baby? Why won't he help me with the housework? Have I done something to deserve this? These questions ran through my head day in, day out. I was having a hard time. I gave birth. But despite that, you wouldn't help with anything.
That's because I had to work too. I had to go to work to support us.
You could still have helped with the cleaning and Rose on the weekend, couldn't you? Despite all that, you said since I'm a housewife, you were going to leave everything to me. Sorry, but I refuse to raise a child with someone who's unwilling to do their share.
Hold on a second. First, let me apologize.
Even if you did apologize now, I don't know if I have it in me to forgive you.
Kylie, I am so sorry. I heard what happened from my mom. I see now that what I did was stupid and wrong. I'm so incredibly sorry.
I saw the text between you two. You weren't worried even a little about us. You said I was just faking to try to get out of housework.
That's because I didn't know that you were in the hospital. If I had known, then I wouldn't have said that.
So, if I wasn't in the hospital, you still would have blamed me? So your anger would have been justified? I'm so scared to think what would happen if I got sick again. I get goosebumps just thinking about it. What's the point of having a husband and father if you can't rely on them when you need help? What good is there to be married to someone like that?
I wasn't thinking. What I said was shallow. Since you had a cold and it was just a fever, I didn't think that it was a big deal.
People die from fevers all the time. Fevers don't just have the potential to kill, they can also leave people disabled.
I didn't know that. I'm sorry. From now on, I promise to do everything that I possibly can to take care of you and Rose. Please, give me one more chance.
You've had more than 3 months worth of second chances. It's honestly weird to me. It took me saying, let's divorce, for you to notice that something was wrong with our marriage. I thought you were smarter than that. I can't count how many times I've asked you for help. How many times did I ask you to help with Rose and the housework? I tried to accommodate you too. Despite all of that, you never did anything. That's on you.
I took advantage of you. After I heard what happened, my mom told me just how difficult raising a child can be. I understand now, and I've changed.
You've really changed? I don't believe that for a second. When I came to talk today, the house was an absolute mess. If you'd really changed, I thought you would have at least cleaned a little. Is that really an environment that you want Rose and I to come home to after we'd been in the hospital?
I was busy, and I fell asleep.
You had the weekend, didn't you? See? You haven't changed at all. Unbelievable. Even though I was gone, you just assumed I'd be back. That's why you didn't bother to clean it all, isn't it? You were planning on making me clean it up when I got home. Your actions, or rather, lack of actions, speak louder than the lies you're feeding me. I'm not going to fall for them.
No, I was thinking we could do it together.
See? That's the problem right there. If you really had felt sorry, then you would have taken the initiative and cleaned. You're nothing but talk. I know that if I come back, I'll be left taking care of everything on my own.
No, you wouldn't have to do everything on your own. I really will do it. I'll help cook and clean, whatever you want. Please, we can work this out. I'll change. Kylie, please come back. I'm begging you. I really do care about you and Rose. I care about you two with my whole heart.
If we were so important to you, then you wouldn't have ignored our high fevers and when I was asking for help.
I thought it was just a cold. I didn't realize it was going to be such a big deal.
The problem is you just left your sick family members all alone and never even cared to come home or even check on us. It's not just because you thought it was a small cold. I can't forgive you for not doing anything, even after I repeatedly asked you for help.
I'm really sorry. I'll apologize as many times as you want me to. But if we really do go through with the divorce, think about how that'll affect Rose. Don't you think it's sad for Rose, though, that we're going to get a divorce right after she was born? I want to live with Rose. I want to be a present father with Rose in her life. I want to help raise her.
There's no need for a father who doesn't care about their children. How many times are you going to make me repeat myself?
But it's so hard to be a single mom, right? Kylie, didn't you say you didn't want to go back to work quickly after you had the baby? That you wanted to stay at home with the baby for as long as you could? If we get divorced, how can you continue to be a stay-at-home mom?
Well, for starters, I'd be getting child support from you. Until Rose turns 3, my parents and your mom said that they'd support us. So, we'll be fine without you.
Even so, it's so hard to raise a kid all on your own.
I mean, you were the first to say it, weren't you? That there's lots of people who raise their kids all by themselves? I'm prepared to do just that.
I'm really sorry. Honestly, from now on, I'll change. I swear.
I honestly don't want to see you again or have anything to do with you again. However, you are Rose's father, and because of that, you still have a responsibility as Rose's father. So, I won't completely sever ties.
So does that mean you're actually going to go through with the divorce? You can't be serious. I really regret what I did. I see what I did was wrong now. Honest. I'm going to change.
Honestly, I don't think I can trust you anymore. I also realize that I don't have any love remaining for you.
I don't know if I can live without you two. Please rethink this. With you two by my side, I'll do my utmost to change. Please, don't throw me away like this. I'm begging you.
Aren't you the one who first threw us away? You're the one who left us feverish and sick at home without bothering to check for days. Besides, didn't you tell me not to rely on you and your help anymore? Even now? I can't imagine you actually changing for the better. Honestly, though, don't you think you're being dramatic? After that, my husband and I had several discussions about getting a divorce. Eventually, we agreed to live separately for a year and then reassess the situation. He had hurt me deeply, but I couldn't ignore the fact that he was still our beloved daughter's father. I had no desire to ever interact with him again or see him, but he expressed a strong desire to be actively involved in our daughter's life. For the sake of our daughter, I felt it was important to confront this issue head-on. My initial plan was to finalize the divorce a year after the incident occurred, but I decided to give him another chance as a father to our daughter. I wanted Rose to know her father, and I hoped she wouldn't remember the way he treated us during that time. Even though we were living apart, my husband had undergone a complete transformation. He started visiting us every day and taking care of Rose, even when he seemed tired. He was doing everything I had originally hoped and dreamed he would do as a father. It was hard to believe. On the other hand, I don't think I can forgive him for the things he said and did to me, especially considering what happened that day. For now, I prefer to think of him solely as my daughter's father and not dwell too much on our relationship. The future is uncertain, and I anticipate facing more challenges down the road, so I need to focus on getting my life in order. I plan to raise my daughter independently without relying on his help. When I feel overwhelmed, I know I can turn to my parents and mother-in-law for support. They have been incredibly supportive throughout this process, and I am grateful to them. I will shower my daughter with all the love and care I can provide to ensure she never feels lonely. Our relationship can never return to what it once was, but as parents, we both want to give our daughter the love she deserves. Despite the state of our relationship, we share a common goal to do what's best for her.